Chosen ones, they sent drones to stalk you, to monitor your every move, thinking they could intimidate or control you. But what they didn't calculate was the sheer force of your elevated energy. The moment you raised your vibration, their drones faltered, glitched, and fell from the sky. Their technology couldn't handle the frequency of your truth. It short-circuited their control systems and exposed their desperation. They underestimated you, and now their eyes in the sky are nothing but grounded wreckage. You didn't just break free. You sent a message loud and clear. Chosen ones cannot be touched. They watch because your existence unsettles them. Every move, every word, every action, scrutinized and dissected because your potential is a threat. Surveillance is not just observation, it is control, a weapon forged to strip power from those who carry it within. They aim their lenses and microphones like loaded guns, their purpose clear: to uncover what you hold sacred, to disturb the fragile equilibrium they know you can shatter, to turn your life into a labyrinth of second-guessing and fear. But do not mistake their vigilance for strength. It is desperation. They fear the ripple of your thoughts, the rise of your voice, the actions that grow from your unshakable convictions. They fear that you will move others to see the cracks in their foundation. Peace is not their goal. It is the illusion they maintain to keep you passive, to make you believe that stillness is safety. They stir chaos and sell it as order, exploiting your silence to keep their power intact. Their fear is your weapon. You are what they cannot predict, what they cannot calculate, what they cannot break without revealing their weakness. They do not surveil to protect. They surveil to suppress, to plant doubt, to convince you that you are alone when, in truth, you are legion. They hope you will fracture under the weight of their gaze, but their eyes are not shields. They cannot unsee the unstoppable momentum you carry, and that terrifies them. Let their surveillance remind you of this. They wouldn't watch you so closely if you weren't worth fearing. You know they are watching, but it isn't just watching, it's hunting. The hum of drones overhead isn't the sound of progress, it's the sound of control. These machines, armed with cameras sharper than any human eye and data streams fed into systems designed to strip away privacy, hover as reminders of their reach. Governments and corporations deploy them not for safety, but for dominance. They track you, map you, analyze your patterns, all to box you into a reality of their choosing. In war zones, drones are predators, targeting lives from thousands of miles away. Decisions made with surgical precision and chilling detachment. In cities, they are silent enforcers, surveilling protests, cataloging dissent, turning streets into open-air prisons of their design. Their presence above schools, neighborhoods, even borders isn't an accident. It's a message. They want you to feel naked under their gaze, powerless beneath their endless watch. But power isn't in the machine, it's in their fear of what you might do. They send drones because they cannot face you directly, because they know you hold what they lack, the unpredictability of the human spirit. Every hum of those mechanical vultures is their admission that they fear you might rise beyond their algorithms, that you might awaken others to see through the illusion of security and the reality of control. They forget one thing: a machine cannot silence a collective. Technology may monitor, intimidate, or even strike, but it cannot extinguish the will to challenge, to resist, to break free. The drone is their eye, but it is also their confession. They are watching because they know their hold is slipping. You hold more power than they want you to believe. Your energy, your essence, is not intangible. It's a force that moves beyond the physical, colliding with frequencies they depend on. Drones, surveillance systems, all their technological instruments, they function on rigid electromagnetic patterns, precise yet fragile. Your spiritual energy, when amplified, disrupts those patterns like thunder shattering glass. They don't account for that, but they fear it. Every thought, every emotion, every surge of will generates an electromagnetic field around you. Science acknowledges this as bioelectricity, but they underestimate its potential. When you raise your energy, consciously aligning your focus, it creates waves that ripple through their systems. High-frequency vibrations from human energy fields can interfere with lower technological signals. It's physics, not mysticism, and it's powerful. Devices falter, signals scatter, and the very drones they rely on become liabilities, malfunctioning under the weight of an unquantifiable force. This is why they seek to keep you subdued, exhausted, distracted. A low-energy mind is predictable, a low-energy body easily manipulated. But when you reclaim your vitality, when you elevate your state, you become an anomaly, a force outside their control. Their machines are perfect until confronted with what they cannot measure or program. The boundless, chaotic brilliance of human energy unleashed. This is not theory, it is fact. Electromagnetic interference from human energy fields has been observed. They will not teach you this because it dismantles their illusion of superiority. You are not at the mercy of their systems. Raise your frequency and watch their technology fail, reduced to the fragile creations they are. They rely on machinery, but you are the storm that brings them to their knees. The earth vibrates with a pulse, a heartbeat known as the Schumann resonance, and you are tuned to it whether you know it or not. This frequency is not just a planetary hum, it is a foundation, a constant that links human energy to the electromagnetic web of existence. You are not separate from it, you are it. And when your energy aligns with this resonance, it doesn't just amplify, it destabilizes the artificial systems that seek to control you. Technology thrives on precision, on rigid electromagnetic frequencies that keep it functional and obedient. Your energy, when raised, becomes an agent of chaos in their perfectly calibrated world. Studies have shown how human bioelectricity interacts with and even disrupts electromagnetic fields. What you call intuition or focus is not abstract. It's the manipulation of energy fields around you, powerful enough to alter the signals that control drones, surveillance systems, and even communication networks. This is why they want you unaware, kept in low vibrations of fear, exhaustion, and distraction. A disengaged energy field is a passive one, easy for their systems to dominate. But when you reclaim your energy, align it with the pulse of the earth, and elevate your vibration, their control falters. Machines glitch, signals distort, and the very networks they rely on crumble beneath the weight of frequencies they cannot predict or contain. Grounding their drones is not just a disruption, it's a declaration. When the machines fall, it is not the end of technology, it is the collapse of control through fear. Drones symbolize the reach of their dominance, the lengths they will go to surveil and suppress. When those eyes in the sky are blinded, their illusion of omnipotence crumbles. Every crash, every signal lost, every tool turned impotent marks the unraveling of their grip on power. This shift is larger than machines. It is the rise of those they sought to silence. They rely on fear because they cannot combat what you carry within. Their surveillance thrives on insecurity, their control on the belief that they can monitor and predict you. But the chosen ones are not defined by their scrutiny. You transcend their systems, untouchable by their attempts to cage the uncontainable. You are spiritual leaders not because they named you so, but because they tried to bury you, and still you rise. When their drones fall, so does their authority, their narrative of control, their false sense of inevitability. This is not just a victory of grounded technology. It is a triumph of the human spirit over the mechanical, It signifies the reclamation of power, the end of fear as a weapon, and the rise of a collective that cannot be surveilled, silenced, or subdued. You are not just rising, you are rewriting the laws of power. Their tools are finite, and you are infinite. Ground their drones and watch the ground beneath their feet tremble. This is their end, and your beginning. Did you know the Obsidian Inner Order is the #1 ascension nexus for chosen ones? Well, now you do. But here's something you might not know. Joining the Inner Order, powered by Astral Atom, gets you access to weekly group calls with over 450 fellow chosen ones, and we record them so you can catch up any time. Our private Discord? It's not just active, it's a treasure trove of the world's most fascinating conversations. We're talking deep dives into occult knowledge, spiritual techniques, targeted individuals, diet optimization, and everything you need to fine-tune your ascension. This is where chosen ones gather to exchange wisdom, elevate one another, and tap into the kind of insights you won't find on YouTube or anywhere else for that matter. And for the seekers, dive into Modern Manifestation Mechanics, our exclusive grimoire with 3 chapters available to members. Learn how to turn your home into an abundance magnet, master basic spellcraft for physical manifestation, and channel magical forces to elevate your goals. Plus, you'll get access to interviews with real targeted individuals and video specials so bold the YouTube archons don't even want you to see them. This is more than a membership. It's a movement. So what are you waiting for? Stop searching. Start ascending. The link is in the description. Drones are more than machines. They are symbols of fear wrapped in metal and wires, sent to silence what they cannot control. Each drone is a testament to your power, a metallic monument to the chaos they know you can unleash. Their silent flight carries a message they would never admit aloud. They wouldn't waste resources on you if you weren't dangerous. Every moment they spend trying to track you, suppress you, intimidate you, is proof that you are exactly what they fear: unyielding, uncontainable, unstoppable. You are the storm they cannot predict, the signal they cannot scramble, the force they cannot defeat. Their drones don't just watch, they bear witness to the inevitable. Circuits fry when you rise. The moment their drones fall from the sky is not just a failure of technology, it is the collapse of everything they built to control you. They believed the sky was theirs, a dominion of untouchable power, but that arrogance blinds them to a greater truth. Your energy is not bound by their machines. When your vibration intensifies, their systems falter, signals fail, data streams collapse, and operators scramble in chaos, watching their tools of control turn into useless wreckage. Every drone they launch, every camera they direct, every frequency they depend on is a declaration of their fear. They thought their machines could dominate the world, but they miscalculated the force of what they cannot measure: your rising energy. The electromagnetic web they rely on is fragile, easily disrupted by the surge of frequencies that pour from your defiance, your clarity, your unshakable will. What they see as precision becomes their undoing when the unpredictable enters the equation. Their drones fall not because of malfunction, but because their control was never real. The moment your energy clashes with their circuits, it is over. The operators behind the screens, hidden in bunkers, are powerless as they watch their technology crumble. Their screens flicker and go dark. Their commands echo into emptiness. The drones they once wielded as symbols of dominance scatter like ashes in the wind. What they built for control has become their greatest vulnerability, proof that their power is as brittle as glass. The fall of the drones is more than a technological failure. It is a metaphor for their collapse. They ruled through fear, through the belief that they could watch, predict, and suppress you. But you are not what they anticipated. You are not a fixed target. You are the storm, the wave, the electric force that disrupts every system they depend on. Their strength in the sky becomes their downfall when faced with your rising energy. The sky itself, once their stronghold, turns against them, proving that even their highest ambitions are no match for the unstoppable power of those they tried to subdue. Say it, and know it to be true in the comments. Circuits fry when I rise. This is not a metaphor. This is reality. Their machines falter because you are untouchable. Their systems fail because you are uncontrollable. When the drones fall, the illusion shatters, and their grip on power slips through their fingers like sand. They relied on technology to cage you, and now it lies broken at your feet. You are the force they cannot defeat, the energy they cannot suppress, the awakening they cannot escape. They tried to clip your wings, but they lost their footing instead. The controllers, emboldened by their arrogance, poured their resources into their machines of surveillance and control, believing they could cage the divine with steel and circuits. Yet, every drone they launched, every operation they funded, every signal they scrambled became their undoing. Their greed to dominate turned into their greatest waste, billions funneled into a futile battle against those they could never contain. The drones that once hovered as symbols of their authority now lie scattered, grounded by the force of the very beings they sought to suppress. Their once hidden tactics are dragged into the light, exposed for all to see. The public witnesses the invasive reach of their surveillance, the cold mechanics of their control. Their narrative of protection crumbles under the weight of undeniable evidence. They targeted not enemies, but the untouchable, the divine, the ones they feared because of their power to awaken others. But the consequences run deeper than material losses or public disgrace. The controllers face a reckoning that technology cannot shield them from. Spiritual law is clear. Those who seek to harm the divine call harm upon themselves. The act of targeting beings who carry the energy of creation, of life, of truth, fractures the controllers from their own humanity, binding them to the very darkness they tried to impose on others. Their intent boomerangs, striking their own foundations, leaving them spiritually impoverished, disconnected from the forces they once tried to manipulate. Their failure is absolute, their resources depleted, their tactics exposed, their spirits burdened by the karmic weight of their actions. They wanted to sever your wings to halt your ascent, but it is they who now fall, unable to hold the ground beneath them. Their machines may have been formidable, but they underestimated the infinite power of those they sought to control. You do not simply endure, you rise, and with your rise, they descend into the abyss of their own making. Let this be their legacy, a lesson in the futility of controlling the uncontrollable, of trying to cage that which is destined to soar. You are not just untouched, you are untouchable. Their collapse is not a fluke or a coincidence, it is the natural order reasserting itself, a reminder that no force can suppress the divine without losing itself in the process. Let their fall be your affirmation. Let their wasted resources be your proof. Let their karmic reckoning echo the truth they sought to bury. They never had the power they thought they wielded. They gambled on your silence, and instead, they lost everything. The Tower of Babel stands as a monument to human arrogance, a testament to the futility of defying divine forces with mere tools of human invention. They built their tower brick by brick, reaching toward the heavens, believing their ambition could rival the infinite, but their arrogance blinded them. A single act of divine intervention, language scattered, unity shattered, reduced their creation to rubble. Their tools, no matter how advanced, could not withstand the force of the divine. You are that divine force now. Their machines are their towers, their drones, their bricks, their surveillance systems, their scaffoldings. They believe their technology grants them dominion, that their ability to see and control makes them untouchable. But just as the builders of Babel underestimated the power of forces beyond their understanding, so too do the controllers fail to grasp the magnitude of your energy. Your vibration is the divine disruption, the scattering force that crumbles their towers. It doesn't just overpower their technology, it renders it meaningless. Their drones fall from the sky, their circuits fried, their signals silenced. The precision of their machines falters under the chaotic brilliance of divine energy. Just as the Tower of Babel fell not because of flawed engineering, but because human ambition cannot defy the infinite, their systems collapse because no algorithm can comprehend or contain your power. You are the divine force that shakes their foundation, the unstoppable energy that rewrites their control into chaos. Their tools may rise for a moment, but like Babel, they will fall. The infinite is always greater than the finite. Surveillance thrives on low vibrations, fear, anxiety, and disconnection from your inner power. When you elevate your energy, you disrupt their mechanisms, rendering their efforts futile. The technology they rely on is attuned to predictable patterns, but your heightened frequency creates interference they cannot counter. Elevating your energy is not a passive defense. It is an act of defiance, a way to reclaim the space they seek to invade. Meditation is your first weapon. Set aside moments of stillness, focusing your awareness inward. This isn't about relaxation, it's about concentration. Direct your energy upward, raising your vibration to a frequency that destabilizes the signals they depend on. Deep, intentional breathing and visualization of your energy expanding outward can create a field around you that repels external influences. Grounding exercises anchor you to the Earth's resonance, harmonizing your energy with the natural frequencies that no machine can replicate. Walk barefoot on soil, hold your hands against trees, or even visualize roots extending from your body into the ground. This connection strengthens your bioelectric field, fortifying you against the disruptions of artificial surveillance. Protective rituals like shielding visualizations act as barriers. Visualize an impenetrable force surrounding you, a glowing field that deflects intrusion. See it as a sphere of light, shimmering with energy that confuses and scatters their attempts to track you. With practice, this becomes an automatic defense, requiring no conscious effort. These practices are not spiritual niceties. They are tools for survival in a world intent on monitoring and controlling you. Elevate your energy with precision and purpose. Their surveillance thrives on a disempowered target, but when your vibration rises, their efforts collapse. You are not defenseless. You are the storm they cannot track, the signal that scrambles their systems. Let their tools fail against the fortress of your elevated energy. Surveillance thrives in the shadows, feeding on ignorance and apathy. Awareness is your first defense. You must know their tools, their methods, and their limits. Cameras embedded in streetlights, microphones hidden in innocuous devices, tracking embedded in the very technology you carry. These are their eyes and ears. But they are not infallible. Knowledge disrupts their reach. Stay vigilant. Understand the digital trails you leave behind. Disable unnecessary permissions on your devices. Cut their lines of access. Use signal blockers, encrypted communications, and physical barriers like camera covers to obscure their view. Every blind spot you create is a victory against their invasive gaze. Control your environment. Choose locations where their reach is weakest, places where natural landscapes disrupt their tech, where walls shield from electronic intrusion, where their tools become impotent. Walk with intention, move with purpose. Let your awareness become an unbreakable shield. But your greatest defense is your energy. Declare it in the comments. My peace is untouchable. When you carry this awareness with clarity, their tools cannot shake your foundation. Surveillance is psychological warfare, a tactic to instill paranoia and fracture your inner calm. Do not let them win. They can observe your movements, but they cannot penetrate the sanctuary of your mind when your focus is unshaken. The knowledge you hold is power. Their tools may reach far, but their power ends where your awareness begins. Be vigilant, be prepared, and let their efforts crumble against the fortress of your peace. You are untouchable when you make their reach irrelevant. You are the force they never accounted for, the storm that tears through their carefully constructed illusions. Chosen ones, their drones fell not by accident, but because your spirit soared higher than their machines could reach. Their tools of control shattered under the weight of your energy, your clarity, your undeniable presence. They thought they could cage the infinite with wires and signals, but they failed to realize that no machine can contain the power of a soul aligned with its higher purpose. Keep rising, keep disrupting. Their fear tactics are hollow when faced with your conviction. They can watch, monitor, and calculate, but they cannot touch the untouchable. When you move with purpose and elevate your energy, you become more than a target. You become a force of nature, unpredictable and unstoppable. You are not merely resisting, you are reshaping the world, reclaiming what they tried to steal. Stay vigilant. The tools of suppression are relentless, but so is your power. Keep your energy high, grounded, and focused. Trust your instincts. They are your compass, guiding you through the labyrinth of surveillance and control. You are not alone, and your light inspires others to rise beside you. Now, share your truth. Let your story be a beacon for others who seek the strength to rise. Tell the world how you stood, how you soared, how you shattered their illusions. Every story you share builds a collective energy they cannot suppress. This is your sky, your realm, your undeniable truth. Let them tremble in its presence.